people have been waiting for you to dunk for a long time, and you did it tonight. There was a lot of excitement from the fans, the teammates. Can you talk about that moment from your perspective?
It was great. As you said, we were waiting for a long time. I was waiting too, so I'm happy it happened. I was happy to feel the love from the whole arena. Actually, everybody was so hyped up. So I'm happy. I'm not really like expressive on the court, so I know that I didn't show a lot, but yeah, it was blowing my mind actually. So no, it was a great moment.
I see Dom dunk every single day, so it's like not a surprise to me anymore. But to finally get that done in a game is I love it for her because I think now that was just the beginning. Now you'll see a lot more of it, and in space. That one was in space, but just like on people and things like that. I think that's like the next step. But the way that Dom works, the way that her mind is, she's very sharp, and just her attitude toward being a pro. This is just the beginning for her.
Terrika Foster-Brasby, welcome to the WNBA on NBC. Thank you for joining me. We've been covering Unrivaled, and over the weekend, they brought us some more goodies. Dominique Malonga, we've been hearing that she can dunk. Rakia Jackson was trying to avoid getting dunked on. There's been all kinds of jokes, hidden footage we don't know about, but we've heard about it. We've seen it. We've seen practice footage of it. But for the first time in game at Unrivaled, she dunked it in game. And what a moment it was. It was very exciting just because, it was a moment for her. And we heard from her, obviously, in her post game just now that, she doesn't like express a lot. So the fact that she did it in game, she was really excited about it. So that was good to hear from her because, some players don't show a lot of emotion. But Rakia Jackson was super excited. Paige, yeah. I mean, even the opposing players on the other team were standing up and cheering. So it was a cool moment. And I thought it was pretty fascinating to hear from Noelle Quinn about what the next stage would be and how she'll eventually get to dunking and actually posterizing someone, which I think Marina Mabry called out because she was like, "Do y'all know what a poster is?" Because she did not. She was like, "Congratulations on the dunk," but like that is not a poster. She does not feel that Dominique posterized her. What do you think? Do you agree with Marina?
No. I think Marina knew like what was finna happen, and she kind of took like a little slow step. Like, I'm not gonna be the first one to be a poster.
Let's see.
She was like, "Nah, bro, I'm not. That's not gonna be me." Marina said, "Absolutely not." She looking too. She's in the main too. And you know who else I thought was really dope? Azurá Stevens on the bench. Azurá was so lit on the other, like she was watching, sitting courtside, and she was so excited. So I loved it. I really love this for Dom. It's one of those things where like it's not new for us to see women WNBA players dunking. And to be honest, the whole feel of and poetry of having Lisa Leslie on the call when she dunked, knowing that Lisa was the first one to do it in a WNBA game. So it was really great and it feels really good. But this was the first time that it had happened in Unrivaled. And so that was a moment where, she's a rookie. We talk about how great this Breeze team is and how exciting we are for what these young players on this Breeze team was going to do. And so Dominique was like, why wait? Like, we 2 weeks in the season.
Right. She's so cute. Like everything, even her little quote after. So I was happy. I was happy for her to have that moment, Terrika. But I'm not gonna lie to you that immediately I was like, oh brother, now we're gonna hear from like the jokers. But honestly, I want to know what they have to say now because they are always like, oh, if the WNBA, if the W players dunked it, we'd watch. It would be more exciting. I think they're lying when they say that. I believe those are bad faith arguments. Yes. But that being said, what's she going to say now?
Right.
What you going to say now?
What?
Okay, now we're getting dunks and the rims did not have to be lowered to do it.
And it's crazy because she's not the only person who can do it. There are other players in the league who can dunk. JJ can dunk. Brianna Stewart can dunk. Asia Wilson can dunk. We know Brittany Griner can dunk. Like, we see it all the time. Like, and I know we see it like in practice or practice footage and things like that. But I often say to these people, first of all, anytime you guys say that y'all want something, it's just a of measuring to move the goalpost. Because the moment that you do that, they're going to move the goalpost to say, well, y'all also need to do this. Like, you have no intentions. Secondly, being able to dunk doesn't necessarily equal basketball. So I often question people like, hey, do you like basketball or do you like dunking? Because I remember when AN1 was a league and they had all types of dunking, but they didn't really have all types of good basketball. You get what I'm saying? I look at the dunk contest and a lot of the people who are participating nowadays aren't necessarily the folks that we're looking for to participate on the basketball as part of the team. So these two things do not necessarily go hand in hand with each other. So I do question, like, what is it that you like? Do you like basketball or just do you like dunking? Even across the NBA, Nat, like, this is a 3-point shooter's game at this point. Everybody in their mama is trying to figure out how can they shoot the 3 ball. Y'all know I'm a Pistons fan. Jalen Duren is a great center, but man, when he nails that 3-point ball, that's when everybody explodes. They're not looking for him to dunk like that anymore. So you need to put that argument to bed because it's just not necessary
at all. And nothing more needs to be said about that. Congratulations, Dominique Malonga. It was fun. And I am looking forward to her, though, posterizing someone one day.
Can't wait. I can't wait. I hope I am on the call when she dunks it in somebody's face. I'm going to be a whole clown.
Yeah, I'm wondering who that unlucky person will be. Marina Mabry, I think, was saved a little bit this time. So, but we're not entertaining these bad faith arguments in 2026. So tune in to women's basketball because it's a great watch. And if you don't, you're missing out. You're lost. You watch NBA basketball all the time. Stephen Curry is probably the most watched player, and y'all get excited for him, and ain't a whole lot of dunking going on with him. So
at all.
Kill the bad faith arguments. We're not here for them in 2026. Terrika, thank you so much, as always, for joining me on the WNBA on NBC. Guys, tune into our YouTube channel, subscribe so you do not miss out. We can keep bringing you this content. And I hope everyone in the Northeast or wherever you are, and if you're affected by this storm, that you're warm and safe.